Beneath the ash and sorrow of Pompeii, a city frozen in time by Vesuvius's fury, archaeologists uncovered something far more sinister than just the remnants of a lost civilization. It wasn't a magnificent fresco or a statue of a god. It was small, unassuming, and made of lead. But inscribed upon its surface was a curse, a chilling testament to ancient magic and a desperate cry for vengeance that echoed through 2 millennia. This wasn't just any artifact. It was a curse tablet, an asterisk tabella defictionis asterisk, a common but feared tool in the Roman world for binding an enemy with supernatural forces. Imagine, in the bustling streets of Pompeii, someone filled with such burning hatred that they sought out a sorcerer, paid a fee, and dictated words meant to ruin another person's life. They invoked underworld deities, spirits of the dead, and dark, forgotten gods. The purpose was clear and brutal: to cause harm, sickness, financial ruin, or even death. The process itself was a dark ritual. The curse would be meticulously scratched onto a thin sheet of lead, a metal associated with the underworld god Pluto. The victim's name was central, often written backwards or scrambled to confuse protective spirits. The scribe would then list the desired afflictions in terrifying detail. May his limbs be twisted. May her tongue be silenced. May their business fail. Sometimes, a lock of the victim's hair or a piece of their clothing was folded into the lead to create a direct, inescapable link. Once prepared, the tablet had to be delivered to the realm of the spirits. This is where it gets truly unsettling. These curses weren't just left lying around. They were deposited in places considered gateways to the underworld. They were dropped into wells, buried in freshly dug graves alongside the newly deceased, or hidden in sanctuaries dedicated to chthonic deities like Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft and crossroads. The idea was that the spirits of the dead or the gods of darkness would find the tablet and be compelled to carry out its grim instructions. The curse found in Pompeii speaks of a bitter rivalry, a story of betrayal lost to history but preserved in lead. The text, translated from its ancient Latin, is a window into a world where magic was real and fear was a weapon. It calls upon the spirits of the dead to torment its target relentlessly. The very words feel heavy, charged with an ancient malice that survived the volcanic apocalypse. It names a woman and begs the spirits to bind her mind, her body, and her soul. Let's dissect the psychology behind this. In a society without a modern justice system for personal grievances, a curse tablet was a form of clandestine retribution. It was the ultimate act of passive aggression, a way for the powerless to feel powerful and for the vengeful to act without getting their own hands dirty. But it also reveals a deep-seated belief in a supernatural order, a world teeming with invisible forces that could be bent to human will. The people of Pompeii walked the same streets as merchants and bakers, but also ghosts and demons summoned by a neighbor's hatred. This specific tablet from Pompeii is unique because it was sealed in its final moment by the eruption. Unlike others that may have degraded over time, this one was frozen, its malevolent energy captured perfectly under layers of pumice and ash. Who was the woman named on the tablet? What did she do to inspire such venom? Was it a love affair gone wrong? A business dispute? We can only speculate. The person who commissioned the curse, their identity forever a secret, was likely consumed by the same fire that would eventually consume the entire city. Think about the moment it was created. A person, perhaps cloaked in shadows, meeting a scribe in a dimly lit room. The scratching sound of the stylus on lead, each letter a nail in the victim's coffin. The furtive journey to a graveyard or a dark well under the cover of night. The final whispered incantation as the lead tablets slipped from their fingers into the darkness, sealing a pact with unseen horrors. It's a scene straight out of a horror movie, but it was a real practice. Archaeologists who handle these objects report a strange, heavy atmosphere surrounding them. It's easy to dismiss it as superstition, But when you're holding a 2,000-year-old object explicitly designed to channel hatred and cause suffering, it's hard not to feel a chill. The curse was meant for one person, but its discovery unleashes its story upon all of us. It's a reminder that human emotions, love, jealousy, and especially hate, are timeless. The Pompeii curse tablet is more than just an artifact. It's a ghost story written in metal. It tells us that while the city's buildings have crumbled and its people turned to dust, their passions and their hatreds remain. The curse was intended to bind one soul, but it ended up being preserved for eternity, a permanent scar on the memory of a city already defined by tragedy. It whispers a dark warning from the past, that the greatest horrors are not always the ones that fall from the sky, but the ones we create ourselves, born from the darkness within the human heart. The next time you see images of Pompeii's silent, haunting streets, remember that beneath the surface, hidden in the dirt, lies secrets darker than you can imagine. Curses waiting to be read, and stories of vengeance that the volcano itself could not erase. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey into the dark side of history as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tales from the shadows. Stay curious.